Recently, having been taking a few months break from classroom teaching, I'm starting to see the forest for the trees and been thinking a lot about the competitive nature of our classrooms, our schools, and our Western educational systems. First off, I'm not a warm and fuzzy humanist, asserting that we shouldn't measure or mark students. Not at all. Competition is healthy if done without long-lasting selfish and negative consequences, if done for the benefit of learning. That said, I do find some very disturbing things about how we line up and race students down the learning path. This has been my experience, and here are a few of my observations. 1. The race is to the quick. How come we make learning into a sprint? Why not a marathon? Why not off track or even against yourself? What I mean is, we chunk up learning into discrete units of time and space, usually a few weeks or months. Students memorize and learn in a short period of time. We then say they have learned. We then say who has won, who gets the ribbons, and who is dumb. But what have they won? And what about the students who learn over time? The hedgehogs and late bloomers? Why should we look at learning only through a short time frame and in terms of learning having an expiration date? 2. Product and result over process. Education loses when it focuses just on an outcome, the finish line, and nothing else. It's what is so frightening about the use of AI in education. It's not the journey, but the final product. Get that done. Quick, and wham, bam, thank you, man, I'm done. I've learned. But have you? Technology is pushing us to see learning as a thing of speed, efficient use of time when it is anything but. The process is where learning happens, and we skip it at our own peril. If we leave this out, learning just becomes an empty vessel, a piece of paper, a tin metal. Not something organic, deeply ingrained in a part of us, our soul and being. 2. Teaching to the top. The competitive nature of our education system, our labeling and grading, our ranking and judging of students, creates a hierarchy. And one of the most severe consequences of this is so many teachers without clothes, meaning teachers teaching to the high end, to the audience that is listening, responding. They really and truly have no clothes, though. Unaware that so many others are left along the road, not really learning and yet still afraid to tell the teacher they have no clothes. For they aren't teaching those that truly need it. The others at the top will learn nevertheless, and sometimes in spite of the teacher. Why do we continue to teach to the top and create schools where only the top fit in? 3. Values out the door. Dog eat dog. When we mark a student and compare students, aren't we making education into one giant scramble up the intellectual garbage heap? Is that the end game and role of education? To create individuals who are constantly comparing themselves, ranking themselves against others? Supremism/superiorism, elitism, cliquism seems to be the end result, along with a lot of individuals laid to waste along this road. Why must there be failures for others to succeed? Winners and losers? Whoever said it should be so? 4. Intellectual grandiosis. This is the disease that our competitive education system holds up as a sign of health. Why must the end goal of all education, from kindergarten to university, be the creation of a being that counts only from the neck up? So asked Ken Robinson. I totally agree. Why should the race just be along the path of facts and books and rationalism? Why don't we value our quirky ones, or our athletes, or our very empathetic and kind students? Is not empathy something we learn and should value? Why do we worship the rotting library of academia? 5. Knowing more does not mean understanding more. Our students know, and the competitive system assures so. However, that doesn't equate to understanding nor even the enacting and proper use of this knowledge. There are many students who do intuitively understand, and who we don't value because they can't explain it. Why should we equate winning with being able to explain? We undervalue and undermine the great force of intuition and wisdom in our competitive marketplace. 6. Institutionalized powerlessness. We value human beings by how many years of competitive schooling they've had. X number of years and you have it made. You are of the powerful. You've climbed to the top and are given value for such. But what about those who've learned by themselves, who gain knowledge while on the toilet, or from the tube or their Toshiba laptop? Who is the great decider that tells who should go left and others go right? Isn't our educational system to blame? How we consign people to failure not based on merit, but solely because they didn't run and pay for the educational race. Just a few thoughts about how competitive education has become. We make it so, to our detriment. I hope the next blog post to outline some ways teachers can be subversive and help all students with as little labeling as possible.